These are the 5 things you need to do immediately after joining a college. I'm Achit Madira, 2022 graduate from BITSian, and I'm going to tell you 5 things you need to do immediately after joining your college. And before we get into the video, please like, share, subscribe to this channel to know more about your college and life. So let's get into the video. Number 1 is building a digital presence. In this current world, it is just as important to build a well-rounded digital presence as it is important to build a well-rounded personality. People get to know about your digital presence before they actually get to know you, most likely. This is the start of your professional life, and I would suggest make a LinkedIn profile. For people who don't know what LinkedIn is, it's mazduron ki social media. Keep putting content out in LinkedIn as you go through your college, whenever you feel like you have something to share in your professional domain. Be it you participating in a competition in your college or demonstrating of a project, you have made something and you want to share with the world, post it on LinkedIn. Let it accumulate. Do anything, post anything you want to show your professional competence. Over 4 years, if you post continuously, you have enough posts to show who you are in the professional setting. And if a recruiter asks you what you have done in your 4 years, you have a compilation of everything you have done. And LinkedIn also gives you an opportunity to make a resume directly from the profile. You have to log everything you have done, personal achievements, college competitions, any certificates, courses you have done from other channels like edX or Coursera or something. Number 2 is make a schedule for your week. In college, you have n number of things to do and you will be overwhelmed and overloaded and you will be swept away with the time. So make sure you follow a semi-strict schedule so that you don't miss out on important things like hobbies, academics, and deadlines. The schedule need not be followed extremely strictly because I know it won't be followed extremely strictly, but it just gives you a guideline of your boundaries of time, because time is the most costly commodity you have available in your college and you have to make most out of it. If it helps you, keep a habit list. Tick off everything before you sleep. Number 3 is work ethic and perseverance. What is work ethic? It just means that you take your work seriously and you follow the code of honor. What is a code of honor? Is that you don't cheat in your academics, you don't cheat while exams, you do your own assignments, you do your own projects, you don't copy from anything else. Pretty plain and simple. If you think you are very intelligent, that professor doesn't know what you're doing in college using other people's assignments or using AI, nowadays it's becoming very common to make your assignments. They know. They just don't want to hold you yet. As long as you understand what you are studying, as long as you understand what you are writing in your assignments, they don't have any problem, to be honest. If they feel you are writing those assignments without actually understanding what you wrote, because the person who writes an assignment understanding what they wrote and just blindly writing with the help of AI, there is a definite difference in the quality of work they have put out. So use AI to give you a framework to how to write an assignment, but write your own assignments. I've seen people getting debarred because they cheated in exams. That's a very horrific fate you don't want to go. In college, you come across challenges every single day, and the weight of the challenges might vary from doing your assignments to semester exams. Having a strong work ethic helps you tackle those challenges, definitely. In college, you have very less support from professors and your family as well, because you are most likely going to stay away. People start thinking you are an adult and sometimes it becomes very hard. I know, but it's okay. Life is always challenging and it's a good thing that you start challenging yourself now. And in college, you also have an additional layer of dealing with your own personal problems. They'll start, of course. Yeah, you are in for a ride, but don't break, don't fall apart and charge through that muck. It's going to be okay in the end. Till now, we have talked about some tangible changes. Now let's talk about some intangibles. Number 4 is focusing on personal growth. When you reach college, you are at an age where you can recognize things around you, recognize yourself, recognize what's inside you and what you're made of. I'm not talking about physically what you're made of. I'm talking about as a personality. You kind of start to understand what makes you happy, what triggers you, what makes you sad, what situations make you anxious. You start to discover what kind of person you have become. And you also recognize what kind of person you want to be. You might have seen somebody who you want to become like, or you have seen certain traits from different people that you want to incorporate into your own personality. And these unsupervised years in college will become the stepping stones towards becoming the person you want to be. I'm not gonna say you're gonna become that person by the time you graduate, but I'm gonna say at least you are in the direction towards becoming that person. The mindset of मैं ऐसा ही हूँ, यहाँ पे ऐसा ही होता है, I won't change, I'm great the way I am, are the most stupidest ideologies you can have, especially at the young age like 18 to 22. You are a nobody and you have to recognize you are a nobody. You have so much time to grow your personality. You have not really grown. You are just a mirror image of your parents or your society or your small group of people who you have interacted with till now. You are going to enter the real world and you're gonna deal with real people, not who care about you, especially like your family. Be open to change. If you know you have something bad in you, accept it and move on and try to rectify it. I'll tell you my example. I was extremely egoistic, extremely narcissistic, and I'm kind of still am, to be honest. But I know what I am, and I worked on building my personality, trying to rectify it, trying to recognize where I am showing those kind of tendencies and try to stop them. Somebody very important to me once said that building a personality is hard, but changing a personality is harder. So make sure you build a good personality, but if you find something wrong with that, then it's okay to change it also. Just remember, once you start to change, people around you will recognize it, and some might like it, some might not. If you're losing friends because you are improving your personality, well and good. You don't need those kind of friends anyway. These are just consequences of life happening. Coming from the previous point, number 5 is being open-minded. This is one of the most important things you have to have, especially when going to a college. You have grown up in a certain type of household, and people around you are also most likely going to think a certain way, be it your family or extended family or your society or community. In India, it is still very communized. Everybody in that community thinks the same way. Now you are coming to a college where everybody has come from different communities. You have to at least recognize their thought process is different than yours. You can't impose your thoughts or your beliefs or your ideologies on them, because they might have grown a different way. I'm not saying yours is better or theirs is better or you have to accept their ideologies and you have to change your ways. No. But you have to be open-minded to at least listen to what they're saying and what their opinions are. And after that, you might accept it or not, that's up to you. But you have to give it a chance. Sometimes you might feel that their point has more validity than yours. You have to be open-minded enough to at least give them a chance to change you. The choice of change is yours anyway. You might start seeing the world in a different way. You might start seeing the world in a more growth-oriented way. It's just an overall new experience. I know this is becoming very philosophical, but if you sit down and think about it, you might get it. Recently, there's a viral video, especially in Telugu, of Allu Arjun saying ki, just because you and I disagree on one point, I don't hate you. We only disagree about that point. There is no disagreement between us. And that really applies here. You need not agree with everything they have said, and they need not agree with everything you have said. But that does not mean there is an animosity between you and them. They have just a different thought process, and you have come from a different thought process. It's okay. And here's the bonus is network. Especially with your seniors or alumni or industry professionals. As I've said in the first point, while making a LinkedIn profile, send connection requests to everybody who is from your college or your potential industry you want to get into, and people from the company you want to get a job in. Send requests to everybody. There is, I think, a limit of how many requests you have to send every day. You can send every day. Use it. Talk to them, because you never know where opportunity comes from. You have to be well connected. Make your presence in the internet, because currently in this condition of the industry, most likely you're going to get jobs from LinkedIn. So that's it for this video. Please like, share, subscribe to this channel. You can talk to me on Instagram at Achyut Madhira, and I'll see you next week. Chalo, cheerio.